Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we are at Paragon Honda, and Ted, lots of exciting conversations in the automotive industry around AI, and we have a panel of experts on the subject here with us today.
We do want to introduce Ashley Lepczyk, partner at White Plains Honda. Welcome. And Steve Greenfield, of course, from Automotive Ventures is with us as well. Look at this panel. We've got Nath from myKaarma. Matt Carpenter from Dealerware is here. We've got David Lampel from Dealerwing. Welcome. First time on the roundtable. And
Chris Limbert from Reynolds.
Reynolds. So look at this panel. So great stuff, everybody.
Exciting opportunities. And Ashley, I want to come to you first to get the dealer perspective because AI gets talked about everywhere right now. But where are dealerships actually seeing real operational value from it today?
Well, everywhere, right? I think there's so many places. And I think one of the interesting trends that we've been trying to fight is the idea of doom and gloom with AI, that AI is going to replace our employees, and that we talked a little bit on previous panels about a fear or a resistance to that change. And I think where we're excited and we're really leaning into is where can AI amplify our employees? And that can happen in so many ways, and so many processes, and so many coaching opportunities, and so many data and insight opportunities. But really focusing on how can we handfold each employee to and challenge each employee to think through how can you do your job better? How can you approach the customer better? And how can you use AI to do that? And ensuring that as we're having those conversations, we're making sure that their jobs, their responsibilities, and their compensation are all adjusted accordingly as they embrace AI to really transform that experience.
And Steve, you're seeing a lot of the conversations in dealers looking at their operations and thinking about all these strategies. What pieces and where are you seeing AI bringing the most value?
Yeah, I think it's, I'll just mirror what Ashley just said. I think if I was a dealer, I'd be thinking it in two different buckets. One is if I've got humans in front of computer screens doing repetitive tasks, AI is uniquely going to free them up from the mundane kind of repetitive stuff that they don't want to be doing anyway. And then that gets us to the second use case, which is freeing them up to be more customer facing. So I think, what I would be trying to do is trying to drive productivity gains for each employee by allowing them to unload the mundane, repetitive stuff they don't want to do anywhere. But ultimately, the goal is how do we provide a better customer experience? Because now humans are freed up so they can do the things they want to do, which is spend more time in customer interactions.
Oosh, let me ask you, over the next few years, where do you think AI is going to have the biggest impact inside dealership operations?
Well, I look at it as a continuous journey, right? The first step is going to be what you're seeing all around, as many of those players are in the room today, which is these AI tools that basically snap on in the front of a customer interaction and make it better. Like, a voice bot that makes an appointment, a voice bot that triages a sales lead, etc. But what you're going to find out, I think, the second layer is where the real efficiency comes. Dealers sell technician hours and fixed operations. Our goal, and we're developing this, is where you can diagnose the appointment at the time of making the appointment with all the data that we have from all our multi-point inspections. So we'll be able to tell you for 40-50% of the appointments that this is the diagnosis. And that's the second layer of efficiency. And finally, comes to the first piece, the last piece, which is where do you not move humans at all?
Yeah, it's the key.
And that, in my book, is the three-step sort of evolution of AI.
Matt, what do you think? Where will AI have the biggest impact inside dealerships?
Well, my easy button is just to say what Ashley said, which is I view AI as a performance enhancing drug for the athletes that run our retail operations today. So where I think the biggest lift comes from the soonest is in two phases. Number one, and both of these run in parallel, the conversational layer between our digital properties and our consumers. So AI doesn't sleep. It doesn't take lunch breaks. There are no working hours versus non-working hours. Your digital properties are live 24/7, and the consumer is engaging with digital properties 24/7. So to continue the discussion and the exchange in a conversational AI layer between digital properties and the consumer informs everything that our athletes do at the retail operation. Secondly, I personally think that AI is just always going to be running in the background, triangulating all of our independent data sources from the DMS, from the CRM, from the OEM feeds, and from all of the interactions with the consumer, and continue to arm our athletes with insights to turn into business.
Chris, Reynolds and Reynolds, I was very impressed my first visit there at the Innovation Center. As you walk in Dayton, Ohio, you're very much on the cutting edge. Your thoughts on this as well?
Absolutely. And AI is not going to replace people in the automotive world. We got to as you mentioned, let the people do the customer facing aspect, what they do best. That's what's generating the money. But what do salespeople like to do the least is follow up. And that's what we allow AI to do, the follow up for us, get more people in front of them, and just make us more productive and efficient.
David, I guess here's where you come in. What do you say?
So most of my thoughts have already been stated, but I think the bottom line with AI is all about communication. It starts with communication, and all of the communication that the employees are not doing or don't want to do, the road communications, all of that can be taken over with AI. And then the next step with AI would be all of the analytics that you can get on the sales side, the service side, everything from op codes and ROs and tendencies, and all of those things can be basically set up for the dealership to use and take advantage of. And if the employees are not able to make that communication, then AI can make the communication as well, or at least make the suggestions to improve the business across the board.
Steve and Ashley want to really drive it home because a lot of dealerships are looking at a lot of elements with their AI processes. But what's one AI use case dealerships should be paying much closer attention to now?
You know, you mentioned bringing in data from different systems, and we've talked a little bit about the promise that technology can have for automotive, but the practical challenges that we've seen. I'm really excited about using AI to bring in different data from different sources, bring it into context, and really help serve up proactive insights that are timely, that can help our employees win at the moments that matter, right? I think that's been something that across our ecosystem of all of our data sources, we've been really challenged by, and AI starts to make that a lot easier. So that's one I'm super excited about.
And I'll just add to that, Sarah, something that Matt just said really resonates with me. Consumer expectations, as we discussed in on the panels today, are being set outside of automotive. And, time is of the essence, and responding is of the essence. And when you hear stats like half of a dealer's phone calls go unanswered, or dealers don't have a solution for after hours answering phone calls, emails, chats, etc., that's the lowest hanging fruit, I think. Thinking about what your digital presence is, as you said, Matt, and thinking about like where are there gaps today? Where are we falling down and not providing a really good consumer experience? And let AI fill in those gaps immediately, even if it's not perfect, where humans are failing today.
Ted, a lot of exciting conversations around AI, and one I know that we'll be discussing a lot more in the year ahead.
That's right, Sarah. So honored to have the panel with us here today. Thank you, everybody. Great insights, and I'm sure a lot more to come. I'm Ted Ings with Sarah Vantine. We're here at Paragon Honda in Queens, New York, and we will be right back.